Hello mga students! Welcome back again to my class. Today, my reading and writing skills students will discuss to you about thesis statement. They will elaborate to you how does thesis statement shape your writing, so as why is thesis statement integral to your writing. Moreover, they will also discuss about the strategies you can use to improve your thesis statement. So please check this out.
Let us define the thesis statement. A thesis statement is the central idea of an essay, around which all other ideas revolve. It is not just the most important idea, it also controls the essay by determining what you should or should not include in your work. In one sentence, it reveals and summarizes the argument you intend to develop and defend. The thesis statement reflects your purpose for writing. It is a constant reminder of your main point and your stand, directing the entire flow of your writing. An example, if you wanted to write about the good effects of the internet, a bad thesis statement would sound like, "The internet has improved the lives of many." Again, while readers may agree with this and your statement may be true, how has the internet improved people's lives? Also, you should run your thesis statement. Ask a question, what's in it for me? Why should the readers care? A good thesis statement about this topic is that the internet serves as a means of expediently connecting people across the globe, fostering new friendships and an exchange of ideas that wouldn't have occurred prior to this inception. While the internet offers a host of benefits, we are choosing to hone in on its ability to foster new friendships and exchange ideas. We'd also have to prove how this couldn't have happened prior to the internet's inception. And that is a good point. The tighter your focus, the better your paper. Another example. You wanted to write about how reading can develop a child's analytical mind. A bad thesis statement would be repeating your title. Reading can develop a child's analytical mind. Words like can aren't strong enough. This thesis statement begs the question of how? If you're about to write several paragraphs or pages about a topic, make sure you can confidently defend every point you make. A good thesis statement about this topic. Reading develops a child's mind by fostering comprehension skills, increasing vocabulary, and exposing them to new words they might not otherwise encounter. Now, we've not just stated that reading is good. We've provided a sampling of all the benefits we're about to bring to light in our paper. And that is just a glimpse on our topic today. Let me call on Mark to show you how to formulate a good thesis statement.
Good morning, everyone. Now I'll be talking about formulating a thesis statement. So, a thesis statement comes as a result of pre-writing. It is the product of thinking about your ideas, seeking evidence, and looking for a relationship between these two. At times, a potential thesis statement may become clear to you, especially if an interesting angle on an issue catches your attention. Other times, you may need to ask the following questions to help you find out a thesis statement. The first question you might ask is, what main idea does most of my pre-writing support? The second, what are the relationships that exist among my ideas? Third, which aspect of the topic seems to be given the most detail? Fourth, where does my stand seem to be the most consistent? And then lastly, what ideas should I do more research on? So whatever thesis statement you come up with, it is initially called a working thesis statement. It is an argument containing your stand and that you intend to prove with evidence in the essay. It is called such a name because you may have to adjust your thesis statement depending on your research and writing. So, let's say for example, you're writing a reaction paper about your school's Reserve Officer Training Corps or ROTC program for your fellow high school students. After going over your pre-writing, you come up with the following working thesis statement, which is high school senior students become more responsible because of joining the ROTC program. However, while you're writing the essay, you discover that you need to specify exactly what part of the program causes them to be more responsible. You also need to remember that not all high school seniors are officers, because some of them are cadets. So after doing some more research, you need to decide to revise the working thesis statement as follows. High school seniors who join the ROTC program develop better leadership skills because of the discipline instilled in them by the program. So as you can see, creating a thesis statement results from looking at your paper's general subject and narrowing it down to something specific. In the previous example, the general subject could be the school's extracurricular activities. A narrower subject is the ROTC program. Because a thesis statement should contain your opinion on the topic. You could mention your belief that the program is beneficial for students because it teaches them discipline. A helpful way to decide if your thesis statement is too broad or too narrow would be like going back to your pre-writing and draft a list of the non-contents of your essay. Adjust your thesis statement accordingly to reflect majority of the contents and the requirements of the essay. You can also look at your general subject and ask a specific question about it. In the previous example, if the general topic was high school extracurricular activities, you might narrow it down by asking, which program best installs discipline in high school students? So then, this will give you the idea of ROTC program. So that's it for me. Bye-bye.
After formulating a thesis statement, we need to understand and know if the thesis statement that we formulated or created is strong and has no errors in it. First, it should respond to the assignment by following instructions. Following the instructions assures you that your thesis statement is relevant and addresses what your teacher, or any higher authority in this case, has prescribed. It expresses the main idea in 1 to 2 sentences. A thesis statement must be concise and comprehensive, as you will be spending most of your research paper or the essay proving your point on your main idea. Focuses on a specific issue. Your thesis statement should be sufficiently narrowed based on the boundaries of the assignment or objective given. And it should only discuss one or a few related issues, so your paper will remain focused and not leave any parts undeveloped. It states a stand on the topic. A thesis statement must reveal attitude toward the topic. This will show you how to interpret or discuss the issue and what differs you from other writers who may be writing or discussing about the same topic or issue. It can also elaborate on a topic, as there's so much that can be said about something that is factual. It says something meaningful by answering the questions so what, how, or why. A good and strong thesis statement shows why the reader should care about your work. The significance of the paper is clear to the readers if the thesis statement is able to answer the question, so what? The thesis should also be able to provide the readers or reader the evidence to support your stand, which is answerable with how and why. It previews the rest of the essay by being placed in the introduction. A thesis statement is usually placed at the end of the introduction so that the reader will know what they will expect when they read your essay or research paper. And lastly, it reflects a tone and point of view appropriate to the identified purpose and audience. This refers to the situation where you find yourself in. It requires you to think on why are you writing this and who are you writing this for, which is basically your audience or your readers in this case.
Here are some more guidelines on writing your thesis statement. Number 1. Avoid making overly opinionated stands. While a thesis statement needs to reveal your attitude towards a topic, be careful not to go to the extremes and write a thesis statement with an exaggerated claim. This is because you need to prove your thesis statement first and avoid imposing your opinion on the reader, lest you affect their disposition on you. For example, instead of saying the officers of the ROTC are merciless slave drivers who abuse their fellow students, you might say the officers of the ROTC should exercise more responsibility by being sensitive to how they lead their fellow students. The way the statement is worded helps reveal your opinion, but does not come on too strongly. Number 2 is to avoid making announcements. Sometimes it is easier to just tell your reader what you intend to write about. For example, you might say, in this essay, I will be discussing the benefits of joining the ROTC. The problem with this statement is that it does not specify what those benefits are or what your attitude towards the subject is. Making announcements can be redundant, and it is more important to just get straight to the point. Number 3, avoid stating only facts. As previously mentioned, your thesis statement must reveal your attitude towards the topic. This is what allows your topic to be developed. If you rely only on facts in your thesis statement, you will not have much room for discussion because facts are generally not as debatable as opinions. Your thesis statement must contain a position that the readers can oppose. Thus, a thesis statement like the ROTC is a program that prepares students to serve in the military does not invite much debate from a reader because that statement is generally accepted. The reason why we should not rely mostly on facts is that thesis statements are not statements of facts and should not be written as so. Thesis statements tend to be arguable and encourage opinions and further discussion on your chosen topic. That is why we should not rely mostly on facts, but also have an opinion and attitude.
There you go, mga students. You have heard the different point of views of my students. So if you want to share also your thoughts and opinions, please comment down. And don't forget to click the notification bell in order for you to be updated if I have new videos. And don't forget to subscribe because as what I usually say, subscribe now, laugh, and learn later. Once again, ito po ang inyong gurong vlogger ng Kuwait nagsasabing, always keep safe and God bless you all. Bye!